Welcome to the Short Zone Podcast, where two short guys just talk. I'm your host, Jim Tonick.
And I'm your host, Caden Tonick.
So sit back, relax, grab a snack, and get into the zone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of the Short Zone Podcast.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. Got 3 in the bag already, so...
And we even had a bit of a technical. Good thing we caught that glitch before we recorded.
Yeah, the mics were having a bit of trouble, but...
I think mine's got a bit of a loose connection or something. That's the second time mine's done that, right?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of two things. Like, when using two USB mics, they interfere a bit with each other. And then with yours, your cable is a bit weird.
I know, you can feel the connection. It's the older of the two mics, so it does feel a little bit wiggly in there. And when we decided to try this podcast, we wanted to utilize just the equipment we kind of had, right, from your YouTube channel and different things that we've already played with.
Yeah, we just wanted to start off with what we had.
We went and bought one more USB mic, which they're not real expensive, so we really haven't invested in more equipment. We're dying to. We'd like to.
Yeah, after the 10, I think we better up our production quality a bit.
If people are watching, maybe.
Yeah.
But doing it the way we're doing it works, and I'm actually quite impressed with the quality of the sound. But you're subject to more things can go wrong. Like, we could have recorded that whole podcast.
Yeah, we could have recorded this whole podcast without knowing.
And the sound would have been horrible. It wasn't even listening. It was like really scratchy. Something was wrong for sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, so our topic for today was going to be what?
YouTube.
Yeah.
And our favorite creators, what we use YouTube for, why it's such a great thing.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we're here on mostly, right? We'll probably publish this to a couple other audio applications, but our main hosting site for even this is YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. We use YouTube a lot. I have my own YouTube channel at Caden Tonick. Make sure to hit the subscribe button on there. But
for sure, check it out. You've got like up to 50 videos, I think.
Yeah, I think 52 or something. Been doing it for 2 years, 3 years maybe.
A little bit slacking off lately.
Yeah, I haven't done an upload for a while actually, but
in COVID you did a couple or one.
I did one for COVID, but that's not too many. I should get back on it, but I've just been other things on my mind. So
I know it's amazing. You go through a place or a thing like this COVID, and you think all the things I'm going to get done because we're not doing a lot, right? We're not going out, and we're sticking around home a lot more. So you think, I'm going to get all this stuff done, all these projects done. I still got a list of all the projects I haven't completed yet.
No, I know we even started the trike. We were going to restore the trike, and we worked on it for 2 days. And then we just have had other things to do.
And well, the trike, to give some background, it's a old trike that I had when I was a child. So by trike, it's a ATC. So that's, they outlawed them, right? It's a three-wheeler, so they don't even make them anymore. So I had it from the age of 9, and it's still the original bike. So it's a little old and tired, but it's still in pretty good shape, and we were going to restore it, right?
Yeah, we were going to take it apart and clean it up and replace a few things on it, but...
We took it apart, and then we discovered
we took it apart.
Parts.
We took it apart. We're just not the greatest at putting it back together. But
and we had to order parts that took a long time to come, like even...
We just got the air filter, like, last week.
I know. It was like I forgot I even ordered it. It was like, what's this? And I opened it up, and it was like a sponge, which is what the air filter is for it. And I was like, what is this? And I forgot we even ordered it.
Yeah, so now that we got the parts, we should get back onto it.
We should. And we can segue right back to YouTube, because I can't even believe for a bike like that, which is pretty niche, like there's not a lot of people even with that bike. If you YouTube that, which I've done, there's people showing you like how to change the oil or how to do work on the carburetor. It's amazing, YouTube.
Oh, it is. It's got everything. Anything you need to learn or anything you want, it's on there. So
yeah, from mechanics to art to
gaming to vlogs. It's
music.
Yeah, literally everything you need.
But everything is right there. I think I'm trying to think why did you start watching YouTube? It was kind of like with iPads and stuff when you were a little kid. You kind of started looking at videos because it's short clip videos is mostly what YouTube is about, right? Or short form video.
Yeah, I mostly started watching like fails, like Fail Army and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and so you started watching like kind of jokes and fail videos. You weren't really watching anything constructive, I thought, as a parent, but you were pretty young. So I didn't have a problem with you watching it just for entertainment, but I thought you really had a big interest in this YouTube. So I kind of made it a bit of a goal to try and find some people that I thought were more on the creative side to inspire you to like it or do more.
Yeah, and I mean, that's when we found Casey.
Yep.
And then you religiously watched his 8 o'clock in the morning upload. Every day before school, we'd watch that.
It was Casey, and I said, everybody who knows anything about YouTube will know who he is. He, right about the time Caden started watching videos and we started watching YouTube, we discovered Casey, and Casey, right around that time, started his daily vlog. And even to this day, when I hear the word vlog, of course, everybody knows what vlog means. Video, it's like a video blog, right? So it's
a video blog of your day.
But whenever I hear vlog, I think of Casey. Like, he invented that kind of...
He's the king of vlogs. Like, he brought it to another level. Like, not only production-wise, like, he had the best of the best cameras, and he also had the best of the best editing and the best of the best storytelling. Like, he was.
But really, he didn't have the best of the best. Like, a lot of his vlogs, he didn't really worry about having the best gear.
Right. Like, I mean... But he still had, like...
Story was his top thing.
Story was his top thing, but he had great production value. Like, his...
True. But some of his most famous videos, he just did with a little handheld camera.
Right. So, I mean, not all of his, but, like, I mean, I'm thinking more now, I guess. Like,
For sure now.
Now he's got everything you need, every nick and cranny that you need, right?
Yeah. And I guess some background on Casey from what we found and read on him is he was a young guy that moved to New York. He was infatuated with making it in the big city, making it in New York City. So he moved there with nothing kind of more than a bicycle and a camcorder, and he wanted to make it in the film industry. And so he struggled through years in New York, teamed up with his brother. I think they made one series.
On HBO.
Yeah, and it finally, after a couple years, got picked up by HBO, and I think they played it like once. So he's not a big successful TV or movie guy. That's kind of his struggle, was the story. And then I think he started just playing with YouTube. He didn't really have an idea where it would take him.
Yeah, I don't think he intended it to be a career thing or expected it to make a career out of it. But
he used it as he's really into motivation and work ethic. So he set a point and he said, okay, from this day forward, and I think he even said for a year, I'm going to do a daily video, a daily upload.
Yeah, March 25th, his birthday.
My birthday.
Yeah, and your birthday.
So I was like, gotta be a good guy. He's got the same birthday as me.
Got the same birthday, and that was the same time he uploaded saying he was going to start a daily vlog. And he went on for, 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
Doing a video every day?
Every day, and in those 2 years, I don't think he missed more than maybe 2 days.
No, yeah, a handful of days, hardly any.
So it was like a ritual for us every morning.
Yeah, every morning we'd watch it, which, looking back, I don't know how he did it.
No idea.
Insane. Because he had a unique story for every day, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he had a unique perspective. He was so different from the other creators and had kind of different priorities.
So he had
videos.
Yeah, and he had nobody to copy. Now everybody's copying Casey.
Yeah, everybody. I mean, I look at him and think, if I could create a video that good, I think I've gone somewhere with it. But
for sure,
everybody looks up to Casey for videos.
Yeah, he's our number one, probably influence. We look at his stuff in amazement. So he started it though at a time when there was nobody was really doing vlogs.
He kind of changed YouTube, because I think before him it was a lot of fart jokes, kind of fails, kind of gaming, that kind of stuff. And I mean, there was vlogs and tech reviews, MKBHD, they were still around, iJustine, they were all around. But they never, I don't think the significance of vlogs was there until he kind of started.
Yeah, I think so. He kind of created that genre, or that niche.
He brought it to another level. Before it was just kind of, hey guys, this is my day, what's going on? That was kind of a vlog, and I think he did that, but in a different way, and just brought it to a whole new level.
And the thing I really liked about Casey is, of course, so on one hand, you think, well, what he's doing is untouchable, because often in his videos, he was traveling all over the world and doing wild and crazy things. So as an average person, I think, oh yeah, well, it's easy to create content when you're doing that. But he would also create these great, simple vlogs of just a regular day.
And like, look at bike lanes.
I know,
So that's one of his most famous videos. And it was shot on a handheld camera.
Yep.
And simple, but it just had a story to tell. And it was a great video. One of his best ones, I think.
Yeah, it went viral before videos actually went viral. Like, it was played on the news and stuff. Like, they picked it up. And this local filmmaker creates this video on lack of bike lanes in New York City.
And it was a great video, and it simple.
Very simple. And a lot of his videos, if you look at the concept, it's totally simple. But he's a great storyteller.
Yeah, he's amazing that way.
And he knows how to capture your attention.
While being real as well. Like, he doesn't, I don't think he says what he wants to say. Like, he doesn't censor much. Like, he doesn't swear much or anything. But, like, that's what I like about him, is he's kind of raw. Like, the content, it's his opinion. It's his kind of way. And I think that's what made him unique.
Yeah, he's definitely an artist. So he's kind of followed his own inspiration. Live and die by your own sword, kind of. And now, of course, everybody thinks he's, a god in the YouTube world. But he's slacked off recently, but I think for probably 3 or 4 years, he was the guy that every, a couple days I made sure I checked out to see if he was making new content, for sure.
Yeah, he was pushing content for a long time.
Yeah.
And, when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, that's it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock every morning. I'm going to edit before school when I get home from school. I'm going to shoot a video. That's going to be me. I think it lasted one day, and then I got home, was too tired, and fell asleep. But
well, that's a grueling process. When you go through making a video, you know what it's like. Like, to do that every day, like, that's a grueling process.
It is. It is a really grueling process.
Both physically, and especially for us, but and then even creatively, and the editing and the storytelling and thinking about all of that, right?
And ideas, and making an interesting idea every day that captures people's attention like he did.
Yeah, and just, to tell a good story takes effort. And when you're doing that daily, it was like watching an athlete or something. You just couldn't believe that he was kept going day after day after day. And in all of those vlogs, there's very few of them that I thought, that wasn't very good.
Yeah, very few.
Most of them I could take something from.
For sure. And I mean, now that Casey has kind of let off a bit on the YouTube and stopped his uploading as regularly, I think some of the more creators I've looked onto is like Potato Jet.
I know. So yeah, after post Casey, we always think of Casey, but we've kind of spread into finding more people, right? And there is some really cool, funky people out there to follow in every genre. I know you've got a list, and I think in our notes for this video, we'll list what the top 3 or 4 that we each really like, and that's changing, right? You might follow them for a month or so, and then discover somebody else and end up watching them. But I know you've got a couple there, don't you, that you like?
Yeah, my top 3 were Potato Jet. I just like him because I think he's such a funky. I love his style. I love his presence on camera. I think he's got a pretty unique personality. I think he's just a fun guy to be around.
He does. He comes across as really fun. He's easy to watch, and he's informative.
And he's very informative. He's knowledgeable. He knows when he's making a video about a camera or something, he knows everything about it. But he does it in a different way. Yeah,
because sometimes tech videos, for me, I just want to know what's the best mic or what's the best camera? I don't really want to know the whole technical. So he does a good overview of that.
He does a great job at displaying what the equipment does good at. Like,
with examples.
With examples. That's what I mean. Like, when I'm looking at a phone or a camera or something, it's great to know what chip it runs and what everything, like what the technical side of it. But sometimes I just want to know, okay, in this kind of environment, what does it handle?
Right.
How does it pull its weight? And I think he does a great job at that.
Because you can drive yourself nuts looking at the specs. So sometimes I just want somebody to tell me which is the best one to buy for your money.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then my other one was Peter McKinnon.
Yeah, of course, Peter.
And I think his cinematography is impeccable. Like, he has perfect shots. He has perfect B-roll, the perfect transitions.
He's a perfectionist for sure.
He is a perfectionist.
And you can tell that in the quality of his digital media. What video and sound is just second to none.
And you look at his like Instagram, his theme on his page is like perfect transition from fall to winter to summer. His pictures are like picture perfect. His cinematography ability and photography ability is insane. Like, I don't know how one person can be that good.
I know in that video that went viral for him in the beginning, that one where he does the different lenses, he just has a regular camera and he, does things like takes shots through saran wrap or holds the knife so that the angle of the...
What was it? 5 photography hacks in 90 seconds or something. I mean, that video went viral. That was, I think, the start of his kind of career on YouTube. And I mean, that again, everything perfect. Like,
yeah, he took the camera, he took the belt off his pants and hung the camera so he could get that smooth.
Yeah, that smooth kind of slider shot.
Yeah, so these were all hacks, and that video went completely viral for him before he was, the Peter McKinnon that he is now.
Yeah. And I mean, myself, I haven't watched a lot of YouTube lately. I still watch it consistently, but I think I've kind of...
Well, I think you do, but we don't sit down maybe for entertainment as much as we do, but we're always going there when we want to find something out.
True.
So almost every day, if there's something you want to know about, I'll go check out YouTube.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right in that way.
But we don't watch it as much as we used to, purely for entertainment.
And I think that's just because of quarantine. I think you can only do one thing so many times.
Yeah.
So long, but... No, YouTube is very regular in our lives. I think we always use it.
And Peter, I like because he's Canadian, so
yeah, he's Canadian, so he gets an extra point on my books. But
it's harder to make it up here in Canada, folks. Whether you believe it or not, it's just
we
don't have as many people to draw from. So
right, yeah, I think we have 35 million people in Canada.
Yeah, 10 times less than the States. So we love our American neighbors, but it's hard to make it on just a Canadian audience.
Yeah, I think the States has, 135 million?
Oh, I think they're 300 million. I think they're 10 times.
Are they?
Yeah, we should Google it. There we go.
What's the population of the United States? Holy crap, 328 million.
Yeah, 10 times
I didn't know
us.
that.
10 times what we are.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all. I thought it was 150 or 130.
Nope, it's populated for sure.
Oh, definitely. But
we got bears and cougars, and they got people and people.
That's right. But my third one was Sarah Dietschy. I think she is another one that's very good at explaining tech reviews. And again, that's what I like about her tech videos is she lists the specs and she lists everything, but she also shows it how a camera would react in a real world environment and that kind of stuff. And she's very talented in front of the camera.
She's a natural in front of the camera.
She is, and I think she always has been. And her her studio and stuff, I think it's great. I'm surprised she hasn't hit the million at least.
Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't gotten more followers because she's even in the group. Like if you look at collabs, you'll always see her with other famous creators like Casey or Peter.
Yeah, she was with Casey in the beginning. Peter,
so
she knows,
in that same circle. So
she did an interview with MKBHD, one of the number one tech YouTuber in the world.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised she hasn't got more followers because she is really talented.
She is very talented.
Anybody else on your list that you're gonna want to mention, or?
For me, Becky and Chris.
Sure.
I think I love their perspective on things because they're funky. They're unique, and I also love their cinematography.
And they're a team, right? So they're a husband and wife, or married? I'm not couple.
I think husband and wife, and
they're both creative.
Yeah, very creative. I think Chris is a doctor.
Right.
He's a radiologist.
I think he does a lot of videos. I think in another life or another world for his profession or technical videos.
So he was doing that before his YouTube channel.
And they do these creative YouTube videos together, collaborating together all the time.
And I love their helicopter shots is insane. Their shots, I really like everything about their videos.
Yeah, no, they're very good. I like watching them as well.
And they recently bought a house this year, I think. And so their studios that they're doing in the basement and stuff, they're really good.
Right. So I've seen a couple of hers with you on when she's making her studio. So she'll take a closet or a bedroom and stage it so that it's a really cool backdrop for like a podcast or a video that you might be doing.
Yeah, and she's always changing. Like, they're always changing their studio. I mean, even for us, the overhead rig. I mean, I watched that video 10 times to try and think of different ways to do it in this office. And I think her DIY videos are awesome.
They are. They're really good. Yeah, and you always learn something from their videos for sure.
You do. And even when they did their FPV drone videos, I was infatuated with the FPV drones for a while there.
They're pretty impressive.
They're very cool. What about you? What's on your list? Who's on your list?
Well, like, we follow a lot of the same people, so I like those ones for sure that you've all mentioned. A couple of the other ones, it's as I mentioned, I always like finding local guys. So I was really happy when we discovered Levi Hildebrandt. He's a local guy from Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria's not far from us at all. And we've met him. We went to the beach cleanup.
Yeah, we went to one of his meet and greet things where they were cleaning up the beach.
And that was a great time. And I really... Levi had messaged me before. We've talked before. Just light conversations through Instagram. And I really like his content. Number one, he's all about saving the environment.
Yeah.
So I'm totally game with that. I think anything we can do to help the environment, I'm totally game for. We just started a compost. So, I mean, his videos are great, informative for saving the environment.
And that's the theme of his world. It's all about environmental
Levi
stuff.
Save the World Hildebrandt.
Save the World Hildebrandt, yeah.
That's his intro. But, he and Leah, I think she's really nice.
Yeah, that's his significant other. They just got married. But I really love their message because it's about what we can do to help the world environmentally. But his twist on it, which I really like, is realistic. So different people can do different things, and maybe we can't all do everything. But here are some of the things that we can do or think about. And so, to being a good environmentalist, sometimes you often get bombarded with, you've got to do everything. And his approach is, well, let's just do as much as we can do reasonably.
I think he understands that sometimes you just got to order a package online, or sometimes you just can't go out and support your local businesses, or not even that. Like, he realizes, okay, sometimes you got to use a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And when all else fails, you got to use a plastic bag, and he's not against that.
He just says, look at all your local options first, which we agree
with.
We
always do, I think.
We always try and do everything local before we do from far, and I always try and shop at the mom and pop shops before the big. So, I really like that message about him, and it's like we live in the country. We can't drive a Prius like it has.
Yeah, it doesn't work out here.
Yeah, you can't take garbage cans to the dump or go to the lumber store or get firewood in a Prius. So we have a pickup or older.
Yeah, we have an older pickup. You got a Jeep and
an SUV that we like to go up to up fishing or camping.
For buying, fishing, camping.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean we don't care about our environment.
No, exactly. And I think that's what he does a great job at displaying that message. He said anybody can help the environment.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be a professional environmentalist to help the environment.
Yeah, so then for people like you and me, sometimes in the old days I used to get overwhelmed, so you're just like, I can't do it all, so you don't do any of it. Well, now, like you said, we started a compost, and we always try and shop local, so as much as we can do, we try and do. So the second guy on my list, and these are in no real order, but two reasons I like following this guy, Levi Allen, I think his name is. Anyways, it'll be in the description. He's an adventure kind of film guy who is into the van life. Which you're obsessed with. Which I'm obsessed with. So I've been watching him for the last year or so, and he's local. He's from British Columbia. And he's got some great videos and great content. And some of it's a do-it-yourself. They had an old Sprinter van that they converted to a traveling motorhome.
And it looks cool. Like, it's
really cool.
One.
It's really cool. And I've been looking at those Sprinter vans and wanting to do that for years, so that's partially why I follow him. And his content is good. He does some really cool things. Travel videos, do hack videos.
And he does the zip line videos. I thought that was really cool.
Right, so I think his business is doing videos for action athletes or like skiers and sailboat people and different things. So he goes with them and does videos,
Okay.
but his YouTube channel is more catered around his life, him and his wife. And so they have this old Sprinter van, like I said, that they've decked out and redone. And now he's gotten a couple of videos about the things I did wrong and the things I would do different the next time. So I find those really interesting. And he can tell a pretty good story, and his film work is really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
Another two guys that I like, they have a channel together, Colin and Samir.
Yeah.
So you must have seen them around because they're in that same group of people. You see them, in that same circle of other YouTubers that we watch.
Yeah. I think we just watched the one on TikTok.
We did, yeah.
That was a great video. I never realized the platform TikTok would have. But that's for another episode.
Yeah, no,
I'm
for
sure.
sure. That's a topic we're going to cover next, I think. But Colin and Samir are really good, and that's what they do is they're almost documentary people.
Yeah, they're very good at keeping it quick.
Right. So they'll pick a topic and then they'll analyze it or give you all of the facts and present the story. So I would say their genre is almost mini documentary style.
Yeah, very. And what I love about them is they, like I said, they keep it short and quick and simple. They don't overcomplicate much.
Right.
And I mean, they'll tell you everything about a topic in 10 to 15, 20 minutes max. And that's what I love about them is they're very smart and intelligent and very good at storytelling. But they also keep it pretty short, which I find great.
And especially I think that's the niche market because people like me or you, we often want a 10 or 15 minute video, whether we're driving to work, on the bus, going to school. We want that kind of short format for videos.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I like Colin and Samir if you get a chance to check them out. There's a couple crazy guys. I don't know if I should mention H3. He's kind of a...
He's hilarious. They both are hilarious. I remember the first video I watched was Vape Nation, y'all.
Yeah, so he does these weird comedic, almost, he was making fun of people that used a vape and, that went viral on him.
That was hilarious. I watched that video on repeat for quite a while. I thought that was the funniest video.
He's almost cringeworthy because he's almost that kind of shock comedy, which makes you cringe a bit. But the reason I kind of pointed him out is him and his wife are both totally unique. They don't buy into any of the, they don't care about the special brand or clothes. Like he often just wears jogging pants and a t-shirt. Like, he's, I find him very interesting anyway. And now he's starting to get into more of an analytical podcast. So he'll have guests on and they'll talk about real issues.
Yes, I think one of the ones we just watched was the one on him bashing the anti-masks.
Yeah.
That was a funny one.
I know he was making fun of anti-mask people. Like there's some conspiracy that
Yeah.
the government's controlling you because, by making you wear masks. So he was making fun of that for sure.
That was a funny one.
But there's so many people out there making YouTube channels. So it's neat to discover new people all the time. So, sometimes you don't watch somebody because you find somebody new. You can only watch so much, right?
Yeah, and I mean, my list is always changing, but I'm sure, this is just a couple off the top of my head. Like, I watch tons of YouTubers, other YouTubers.
Yeah, we could probably do this sort of podcast once a month almost.
Yeah, we could, because it's always changing. We always find new people. And as our interests change, like, from your van life obsession, you found multiple different van life YouTubers that you like.
Yeah, lots of van life people that have their own YouTube channel.
And I mean, with me, with my cinematography, I'm always looking for new creators about that.
No, it's very cool. And, if you're into cooking, there's just tons of cooking videos. If you're into art or, watercolor or any kind of art or welding. I mean, there's guys that do welding classes on YouTube.
Yeah, it's literally got everything.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of it and its genre. And I think what's changed is, I think that I read, YouTube actually, it's really young. It only started in 2005. So I remember back in the early years when we would watch it, maybe you had to sift through a lot of ugly content to get the good stuff. Now that's not true. Now, I mean, there's bad content, but I think more better content has surfaced.
Yeah, it's more,
the good stuff is sifting to the top. There's more good stuff than there is bad stuff now.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know that
100%.
video in the first 10 seconds, right? So if you
Yeah.
want to know how to make banana bread and you get this horrible video, well, in 30 seconds, if it's horrible, you just go to the next one, and that's likely will be really well.
Right, and I think that's kind of all social media, too.
For sure. For sure.
But I mean, like, for me, I started YouTube because I kind of wanted to spread my perspective on things. Because, I mean, living 3'2" at 15, that's, you got a different view than every other 15-year-old. But, and that's kind of what I wanted to share, was awareness about being short and perspective. And I also have a huge passion for, like, cinematography, B-roll, that kind of stuff.
Do, yeah.
And I think you laugh at me sometimes because I love doing, like, I don't know whether it's on a car or whether it's on a Segway, or I did one like a biker kind of themed, gritty kind of themed, and I
like an
love
intro, yeah.
like I love this 30-second badass kind of B-roll clips, and I'm always making those, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
And so YouTube is a great place to learn, like Premiere Pro. That's my editing software, and I mean, I wouldn't know a quarter of the stuff I know without YouTube.
I know.
And from different tutorials, and it's great.
Yeah, like we've, because of my work, I've had the whole Adobe package forever because I use it for my job. And you've had access to this kind of software your whole life. But now, like, you know Premiere way more than I do. So I remember teaching you some stuff in the beginning, or trying to get you to learn stuff.
I remember you teaching me how to make a road on Illustrator. That was funny.
Oh, I remember looking back thinking, oh my God, he's never going to get it. It's like, you teach your kid as a parent. You try and teach him, right? And so you teach them something and they don't get it. So you try it again next week. They don't get it. And you try it again in a month and they don't get it, but you keep trying to show them. And I remember almost like a light bulb went off and it was like, ta-da! You just started to get all of the stuff. And now, like, you don't even need me. You'll call me if you have a problem, or, hey, how do you do this, or how do you do that? Or you'll just go to YouTube.
Yeah. No, I know. And I think I never really had an interest in creating or, like, content creating until I kind of started watching, like, YouTube and saw the other side of YouTube of all the creators. I was like, whoa, I could do that. And that's kind of where it all started for me, was literally Casey. That's kind of why I started, because his type of videos introduced me to that type of content.
Yep. Yeah, no, for sure. And now there's lots of influence floating around, and it's really neat. I find it really cool to find local people that are doing YouTube channels. And
me too.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
It's very cool.
But we'll make sure and write in the notes the 4 or 5 that we recommend, and then that'll probably change if we do another podcast about this topic.
Yeah, in a month from now or something, yeah.
We can for sure update it.
I'm sure when I have my surgery, I'll be watching lots of YouTube. So.
Yeah, you'll be laid out horizontally watching, using the iPad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was what we kind of wanted to cover today, was YouTube.
Yeah, and I think we did a good job. One thing I did want to mention is we actually met Casey in New York. Well, I can't even remember what year that was.
We'll post that picture here. We'll find it.
Find it somewhere.
When you're editing it, we'll post it, yeah.
Yeah, we met him outside his office there.
We went to New York in, what year was that, 2008?
Yeah.
2000, because it was before your neck surgery. Because that's why one of the reasons we went was to see a doctor in New York.
And then, when was Boston, the Little People Conference? Because it was after Boston we went to New York and met him.
I thought it was the first time. Oh, it was the second time
we were there.
Gotcha. So you're right. So then we went to Boston. And then because Boston is so close to New York, after the convention, after the conference,
we spent another week in New York.
Yeah, we go to the Little People of America conferences once in a while. They're usually once a year, so we'll go
once every other year.
Every year, 2 years, 3 years, we'll go. This year, of course, everything got canceled with Corona. So that was after Boston, right? And we took the train to New York because we love New York.
It's city that never sleeps, literally. I mean, it is. I would love to live there.
It's so strange. Like, we're country people. We live in a rural area. We have an acreage. We camp. We fish. We love
4x, and we love quadding. We love dirt biking. I mean, you can't do any of that in New York City. You can't.
And then we fell in love with New York City.
I think for me, I love the mindset, like, New York is the place where you go to, like, get shit done.
I know. It's
Like-
that's what they say. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah, because it's one of the most expensive cities in the world, but I think...
And the one thing I noticed, and I mean, people won't understand this, but I mean, I'm not complaining, but we get noticed everywhere we go. Like, we always get noticed, even in our hometown. If we go somewhere...
Right. Everywhere we
We
go.
always get noticed. We always attract attention. It's like we're walking around with a flashing beacon in our heads.
It's because, like, how often do you see two little people riding a Segway?
Yeah, so
So
attracts
that's why.
attention. Yeah, and we understand that, so we're not complaining. But in New York, we didn't get that.
No, we didn't hardly get any looks.
No, it was, I think because there's so many things to look at in New York. There's so many different people, so many people doing different things. I mean, there's a naked cowboy on Times Square with just a guitar and a cowboy hat walking around trying to get your picture with them. And, like, there's just so many things. In New York, we hardly batted an eye for people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like we were anonymous, and that was kind of cool.
It was cool because for the first time, we weren't the center of attention.
That was great.
It
In a
was
city
awesome.
that's what, I think it's got 30 million people.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's as big as Canada, isn't
Yeah.
it, for population?
Anyway, so the story was about Casey. So we took the train from Boston, went to his office, where we knew his office, where it was from his YouTube channel. And we just waited outside.
And there was about, 5, 6 other people there waiting.
Yeah, I
Doing
think
the
it was
same
a
thing.
Constant. People are always waiting outside his door for him to go in and out. And we had no idea if he was going to come in or go.
No, not at all.
And I think now he doesn't, nobody can do that, because it was shortly after that he just had too many fans.
Yeah.
But we were really lucky. We got to wait there, and he came out. I remember he came out of his door, and he looked at both of us, and he came right over and shook our hand and talked.
Yeah, he talked to us for a while, and one thing I remember, though, he's a lot bigger in person. Like, taller,
Yeah.
more muscular. Like, you never saw that through the camera, but he was, like, way up there.
And so we got that picture. We'll post it here on the video. But,
Yeah, for sure.
That was a great experience, was meeting him.
Yeah, it was awesome. But I think we wrap up episode 4.
Yep, that was our YouTube special. We'll maybe visit this topic again.
Sounds good. Thank you for tuning in to the Short Zone Podcast, episode 4. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
Thanks a lot, people.
Didn't say folks.
Thanks a lot, folks.
Thanks for tuning in to the Short Zone Podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to check out our YouTube where all these video podcasts are featured. If you like what you heard and would like to continue your support, please check our Patreon. And also make sure to follow all our social media at The Short Zone. My name's Caden Tonight, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.